Hey y'all, Leela with Miss Kiss Creations. Welcome back to my channel. Today's tumbler tutorial, I will be showing you how I created this tooled leather wood grain peekaboo tumbler. I know that's a lot, but look how gorgeous this tumbler is. I am so excited to show y'all how I created this, and I cannot wait to see what you guys create from this inspiration. Like always, all of my materials that I'll be using in this tutorial will be listed in my description below, including some direct links and coupon codes. Don't forget, I do have a website, misskisscreations.com. That's where you can find all of my available ready-to-sell tumblers and UV DTF decals. And also don't forget to follow me on all of my social medias. I'm now on Lemon8. I'm on TikTok, if that survives, Facebook, and Instagram. And with all that being said, let's go ahead and get started with this tutorial. The tumbler size I'm using today is a 30-ounce skinny stainless steel tumbler from Makerflow Crafts. I place everything inside of the bag and I put it to the side, and then we're going to start prepping the tumbler. I'm sanding the tumbler down with a 120 grit sanding block, and once I'm finished sanding, I wipe my tumbler down with 91% alcohol. Make sure you are using minimum 91% alcohol. This way the epoxy will not repel on the tumbler whenever you apply it to the tumbler. Once my tumbler is prepped, I'll be applying glitter to the tumbler. I am using Sea Turtle and Tealastic from Glitter Heart Co. I do have a 10% off code. That's Miss Kiss to receive 10% off your order from glitterheartco.com. It will be linked in the description below. So all I did was I mixed both of these colors together, like 2 parts, and then I am applying these colors with Adhesive Apothecary Cauldron Colors. This is a paint primer and adhesive. It's all in one in this one tiny bottle. I also have a 10% off code Miss Kiss. Again, they'll be linked in my description below. And I apply my paints with a Wet n Wild makeup brush that will also be linked. And all you do is you unscrew the cap and you take the paint from the bottle, and then you apply the paint to the tumbler. Now again, this is a paint primer and adhesive, so this is going to act as our adhesive for the glitter. Look how pigmented that color is. I chose whatever color that I had on hand that was closest to the teal. So this obviously isn't teal, but it's still a nice blue color that if this color were to pop behind the background, it's not going to clash with my teal glitter. Once I apply this paint to the tumbler, I then take my teal glitter and I apply it all around the tumbler. Now you don't have to mix your colors like I did. I just couldn't decide which colors I wanted, but I knew I wanted like a holographic color, so that's why I added the holographic teal with just the regular teal. Since I did have to mix these colors together, I had to pour the tumbler or the glitter on the tumbler and then scoop the glitter from the catch paper and then do that like 20 times. Once the glitter was applied to the tumbler, I took my tumbler outside and I sprayed it with Krylon Crystal Clear acrylic coating. I just sprayed 1 coat just to lock in all of that glitter. I let that dry for about 25 minutes before moving on to the next step. Once the sealant was dried, I am going in with my epoxy. I use Flynn Sister Supply Shop epoxy. Again, another 10% off code, Miss Kiss. I am using 60 mLs of epoxy. So remember, this is a 30-ounce tumbler and I do have my glitter applied to the tumbler. So I'm using 30 ml part A and 30 ml part B, totaling 60 mLs of epoxy. Can we just take a moment and appreciate how beautiful this epoxy is? This epoxy glides on like butter and it looks like glass. You need to try this epoxy. Flynn Sister Supply Shop also offers the fast set epoxy, but I was doing other tumblers, so I just used my regular set epoxy. So I let this spin on the cup turner for about 5 hours or so, and then I turned off my cup turner, and then I let my epoxy cure for about another 8 hours or so before we moved on to the next step. Once my epoxy is cured, I am going in with a 220 grit sanding block and I'm sanding around the tumbler. I'm not sanding hard. I do not want to sand away the glitter. I just want to sand enough just to have a smooth surface on this tumbler. If your tumbler is bumpy, go ahead and apply another coat of epoxy and then sand. You want to make sure you have a smooth, even tumbler before we apply the template that we'll be applying after this. Then I take an X-Acto knife and I clean up the rim of the tumbler, and then I take another sanding block, it's 180 grit, and I sand around the top of the tumbler, the rim, and I try to sand the tiniest bit of stainless steel, and I expose the tiniest bit of stainless steel just so I can have a nice seal at the end when I go to apply my final coat of epoxy on the tumbler. When I'm finished sanding my tumbler, I take my 91% alcohol and I wipe all around the tumbler with the 91% alcohol, including the rim of the tumbler. Our next step is adding our template to the tumbler. So this is temporary vinyl. This is 631 vinyl, and I found a template from Etsy. I will have that linked in my description below, and I made this template 10 inches by 9.5 inches. I do use my Cricut Design Space to edit all of my files, but this came as an SVG. All I did was download it to my computer after I purchased it from Etsy, and then I uploaded it to Cricut Design Space, and I sized it to size my tumbler. So I measured my tumbler and then I sized it the way I needed. So if you're using like a 20 ounce, make sure you are making this template a little smaller than what you see that I'm using in this video. I just want to mention that laser engraving is very popular right now, and there's a lot of laser engraved templates. Do not download a laser engraved template for this project. So make sure you are searching like tooled leather or something like that. I just searched floral tooled leather, and this is what popped up, and I really did like this design. So the laser engraving design is just too thin for the Cricut, and the Cricut is just going to peel up all of the vinyl, and you're not going to have these nice lines and nice design at the end. And one tip I like to mention for these really detailed designs is take your weeding tool and like rub down on your design and apply pressure to the areas that aren't supposed to be weeded, and that way whenever you do weed it, the areas that's supposed to be stuck is really adhered to the backing more than if you didn't press down. So I hope that makes sense. So once I was finished with this design, I placed it on a mat, and then I placed my transfer tape over the design, and then I trimmed the design down as much as I could just so I had less material to work with while I placed this on the tumbler. So it's really easy to apply this design to your tumbler. I'm applying it using the hinge method. So all I'm doing is I'm cutting about 1/2 inch of the backing off from the design, and then I'm exposing some of that transfer tape. So that way, whenever I have this all trimmed, I'm going to place some of that transfer tape on my tumbler. And then once I have it placed on the tumbler, I'm going to slowly peel off that transfer tape. So I'm placing it on the tumbler now, nice and straight as I can get it. And then I'm removing that backing, and then I'm applying pressure to the design with my other hand, and I'm slowly peeling the backing while I'm turning the tumbler. Once I have most of the design on my tumbler, the first section that I placed on the tumbler, I squeegee down really well, and then I start peeling up that transfer tape. Once that transfer tape is peeled up, that's when I place the last part of the design on the tumbler. Because if you place the entire design on the tumbler with the transfer tapes are going to stick together, and you won't be able to remove the transfer tape from the tumbler. And you need to remove all of the transfer tape so just the vinyl is left on the tumbler. This part takes a lot of time and a lot of patience, but you want to make sure you do take your time with this and you work really slowly because you do not want to rip that vinyl. So I basically worked in sections with this tumbler, so I removed the transfer tape as slowly as possible, and then I applied pressure with my squeegee tool, and then I removed the transfer tape. So I would just go back and forth and make sure that vinyl was completely adhered to the tumbler, so I wasn't peeling that vinyl up as I was peeling the transfer tape up. So I weeded about 5 of these designs. I know I'm crazy, but so I had a spare design left over, so I placed part of that design that I weeded on the bottom, and then I cut around my tumbler with scissors, and then I kind of freehanded with cutting pieces off the end. It really doesn't have to be perfect. I just used an X-Acto knife and I just trimmed up the bottom, making sure that it wasn't hanging off the tumbler. And then once I trimmed all of the pieces off, I removed the transfer tape and then I trimmed up the bottom a little bit more, making sure that there wasn't little pieces of vinyl sticking up so it wouldn't peek through the epoxy when I applied epoxy to the tumbler. I then used my X-Acto knife and I cut the vinyl at the top. I didn't want any of those vinyl pieces sticking up or ruining that nice seal that I will have whenever I apply my final coat of epoxy. And once my vinyl was placed on the tumbler, I took my tumbler outside and I sprayed it with white spray paint. It does not matter what finish of spray paint you use. This is me taping the inside so that overspray doesn't go inside of the tumbler. And then I let that dry until it was completely dried before moving on to the next step. So I let it dry for about 20 to 30 minutes. So now I'll be applying the wood grain or the leather tooled look. I am using Tim Holtz Espresso, Teakwood, Sepia, and Ginger. I just grabbed any browns that I had on hand. So if you don't have these specific browns and you have other shades, that's okay. Use what you have on hand. I'm also using a chip brush that I always use for my brown inks. I will have that linked in my bio or the description below. And now to add the inks to the tumbler, the only thing that you have to think about when adding these inks to the tumbler is making sure that your brush strokes are going up and down. You don't want your strokes to be like curvy or anything like that. You can place your inks on the tumbler whichever way you want to place them, just as you see I'm doing here. But you want to make sure you're brushing up and down the tumbler and you're doing as straight as lines as you possibly can. Don't overthink this step. It's really cool if you just grab whichever ink that's closest to you and just apply it to the areas that's white, and you get a nice wood grain leather look. So it's really fun just adding the inks and really not thinking. And I like to add the inks in different areas. I don't like to add them in a straight line. Sometimes I'll just stick it on there, dot it on there, line it on there. I'll do a squiggly line. Having it all like messed up and not really perfect makes the tumbler different, and it really adds dimension and really ties that wood grain look together. I personally wanted a darker wood grain. I always like the darker wood grains and not the lighter wood grains, so I added more espresso and teakwood to this tumbler. But if you like the lighter wood grains, I know they also have latte, so just really experiment what you want to add to the tumbler and just create your tumbler however you want to create it. And if you like darker wood grain, add the darker colors. If you like lighter, well, add the lighter colors. I know whatever you make, it's going to be beautiful. I add all the inks to the tumbler until it is completely covered. You want to make sure you see no more white around the tumbler. So you want to make sure you keep adding over and over again until the white is completely gone and you can see the wood grain look is starting to come together, and it's a really nice dark wood grain. Then I place my tumbler on a rack and then I do the bottom. And again, I'm just doing the strokes in one direction. Make sure you're not doing it crisscross. You want to make sure you keep that wood grain look on the bottom as well. Once you're satisfied with your tumbler and your inks, I let this dry for about 20 minutes and then I went into removing some of those vinyl pieces that I placed on the tumbler. I'm using my weeding tool and my backwards tweezers for this step because the pieces of vinyl, they're very fine and dainty, so I had to use my backwards tweezers to sometimes grab them from the tumbler. If you happen to scrape your tumbler and remove some of that wood grain and the white starts showing, you can always place more alcohol ink in that area and do tiny brush strokes so you can kind of patch up your tumbler as you go along. Now this specific part is completely optional, meaning I wanted to leave some of my pieces of vinyl down because I wanted that tooled leather look. But if you want to remove all of your pieces of vinyl and make this tumbler a wood grain peekaboo, you can do that as well. This was kind of an experiment and I wanted to see how it looked with the vinyl still on the tumbler, and I personally like that. I'm also creating more tumblers and they will be listed on my website for sale within this month and next month, where I'm going to remove all of the pieces of vinyl and create a wood grain peekaboo with different colors. Once you're finished removing your vinyl, you want to seal your vinyl to the tumbler. My cat is not included. I use CC DIY Quick Coat. This is a urethane sealer, and I apply this all over my tumbler. I wish I didn't apply this the way that you're seeing me apply it. I wish I only applied this on the wood grain areas, because I ended up scraping that wood grain and the alcohol inks onto my glitter sections and I created like a yellow hue. So I took some 91% alcohol and some Q-tips and I cleaned up those areas as best as I could. So if you do this, make sure you don't spread it all around the tumbler, because you will spread those inks over that peekaboo effect and it's not going to be as vibrant as before. Then I let that dry for about 30 minutes before going in with my coat of epoxy. I apply 2 final coats of epoxy to this tumbler. My first coat is 20 ml of epoxy. I let that dry or cure, and then I go in with another coat of epoxy, and my last coat is 10 ml of epoxy. You want to make sure you're applying 2 thin coats of epoxy and not 1 thick coat of epoxy. That way your tumbler isn't bulky and round whenever you're done with it. You want to make sure your tumbler is nice, thin, and smooth. And again, look at that glass finish. Once your final coat of epoxy is nice and cured, you are going to go in with your X-Acto knife and clean up your tumbler one last time. And then I took some 91% alcohol and I cleaned around the rim to remove the brown alcohol ink that I added to the tumbler. And then I added my lid to the tumbler, and look at this final tumbler. I am in love with this tumbler. I'm going to be creating more. I will have more posted on my website for sale, because this one's mine. Look at that. Look at the shine. Just great products all together. Once you use great products, you just get such a beautiful result. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more tumbler and craft videos. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see y'all next time.